So I was in Zara recently and I put my nose on a few things. A few of them are the Coco releases that Zara has put out there: Coco and Latte, Coco Bliss, and Coco Sunset. None of which I've purchased, by the way, but I definitely put my nose on a couple. And then there is a men's fragrance that I discovered at Zara that I really like, which is apparently already out of stock or discontinued. And finally, I wanted to talk about my latest purchase from Zara, Deep Temptation. So if you're interested in finding out what my feelings are about those fragrances from Zara, keep watching. So Zara recently put out a line of cocoa-based fragrances. There are three in all, as far as I know. The first one, well, the one that I'm most excited about putting my nose on that I haven't as yet is Coco and Latte. The two that I smelled in store at Zara are Coco Bliss and Coco Sunset. So let me just read the description of Coco and Latte, which I have watched a few reviews about on YouTube. This seems to be the one that people like the most, which I'm not surprised by. And it has just three notes: suede, white chocolate, and chantilly cream. So this currently is still sold out at Zara. I had one of the other Cocos in my cart for a little bit, but they disappeared and were sold out as well. But I saw Coco Sunset and Coco Bliss in store. So those maybe are more readily available in store than Coco and Latte. So Coco Bliss, which is described as fruity, sweet chocolate, tropical, warm, spicy, fresh, and cacao on Fragrantica. It has notes of passion fruit, dark chocolate, and peach. This one, I believe, is the one that I put my nose on in Zara, and I like this one. It has a very interesting, sweet, but slightly sharp kind of smell to it. It's hard for me to describe, but I do feel it's unique enough that I might want to pick it up. And these are retailing on Zara's website for about 27 or so. Yeah, 27.90 on Zara's website. So the main accords for Cocoa Sunset, according to Fragrantica, are vanilla, sweet, lactonic, and chocolate. And I would say that this one does smell as simple as it sounds. The notes are whipped cream, vanilla, and milk chocolate. And it's really that linear. There's nothing much to it. Um, there's no real depth to this fragrance. It's sweet, it's nice, it's okay. It's definitely not one that I'm going to pick up a full bottle of. So for right now, I think that I really want to pick up a full bottle of Coco Bliss. I really want to get my nose on Coco and Latte. I'll let you know what I think about that when I finally do get to smell it. But yeah, out of these three in the Coco line from Zara, it's those two. So the men's fragrance that I put my nose on that I really, really am intrigued by is Vetiverich. This is not at all a uh, old fragrance. This is a fragrance that was released in 2024, it says. And the top notes are saffron, pear, bergamot. Middle notes are violet leaf, jasmine leaf, and the base notes are vetiver and cedarwood. So I really like vetiver and cedarwood, you guys. And you know I love saffron, pear, and bergamot. And this is a leathery, just I don't know, like, how do I explain it? It's like leathery, saffrony, violet, woody, definitely a men's fragrance. Not unisex, a pretty masculine leaning fragrance. Would I wear the fragrance? I don't know. But I would love to just have it to smell because it's just a really nice fragrance. It's one of the best men's fragrances that I have smelled from Zara, and I've only just started to kind of explore the men's line there, which is just as labyrinthian and crazy and random as all of Zara's fragrances, but still it's a different uh it's a different fragrance frontier. And Vetiver Rich is the one of the first standout fragrances for men from Zara that I put my nose on that I'm like, I really like this. Like I said, though, it seems like it is out of stock right now. I hope that it's not discontinued because it literally just dropped last year. So I am looking out for a restock of that. I would get like a small bottle of Vetiverich. I just want to experience it more. I just want to experience it longer. They had this tester at Zara and it's basically empty, but I could still smell the fragrance in it. And it's good enough that I am talking about it for as long as I have talked about it so far here. So I will be keeping my eyes open for a restock of Vetiver Rich. I hope that they bring it back. So the fragrance that I ended up purchasing after smelling all of the other fragrances that I've just talked about at my last visit to Zara is Deep Temptation. So Deep Temptation, of course, is another Red Temptation fragrance from Zara. I don't know how many there are. I really don't. But this one is fairly new. So Deep Temptation was launched in 2024 as well. I feel like I saw it. I even feel like I thought I put my nose on it, but it could have also been Dark Romance, which is an interesting fragrance, but I didn't get enough from that to really, really love it or to want to purchase it. Whereas Deep Temptation, I was just like, I don't I don't remember having this reaction when I smelled Deep Temptation if I did before. Because this time I liked it enough that I was just like, I need to get a bottle of this. So I just picked up this small bottle, just to be on the safe side, right? So the main accords of Deep Temptation, according to Fragrantica, are woody, citrus, warm spicy, aromatic, amber, white floral, soft spicy, metallic, leather, and tobacco. And on Zara, it's described as a fragrance for women. I'm not sure why that is because I would say that this is, if anything, unisex and slightly masculine leaning. And I love it. So the notes for Deep Temptation are at the top blood orange and coriander, middle notes are saffron and jasmine, and the base notes are dark woodsy notes and amber. So again, this is the bottle. As you can see, it is a deep dark color at the top, and then it goes into this sort of beautiful uh, blue shade. And this is the cap. I'm just going to spray it on a tester, even though I've been wearing it since I purchased it several days ago. So, I mean, fresh, saffron, coriander, that's the citrus. All of it is just beautifully blended together. It's airy, it is woody, it's leathery, but it's like the best way for me to describe this is like it's textural. It's like sitting in an old leather chair that's been um cleaned with like that leather cleaner. It's not noxious though. It's calming, it's soothing, and it's to me it's very unisex. I could definitely see a man wearing this. To me, when I smell it, kind of makes me think of a man. But I have been wearing it, like I said, since I purchased it. And how do I describe the performance of it? It's not a beast mode fragrance, but I sort of was anticipating it sort of like fading away, which is why I got the small bottle. But when I spray it on myself, I can smell it for several hours just wafting around without ever raising my hand to my nose or, you know, going like this with my clothes. I can smell it in the air. The saffron in this is actually more prominent than it is in Red Temptation, which is supposed to be the MFK 540 dupe. But this one, mm, it kind of stands out a little bit more in the top than it does in Red Temptation. And I don't even remember the notes of Red Temptation, and I'm not going to check because that's just going to drive me crazy. But we know that saffron is one of the main notes of the 540 fragrance. And so it's also included in most of Zara's Red Temptation fragrances. And it is definitely standing out in the opening of Deep Temptation. And I love it. The other thing that it made me think about was like back in the mid to late 90s, large photo essay and coffee table books, the pages in them, they had a kind of chemically um, smell, a certain very specific, unique smell that I loved. So, yes, I like a freak. When I used to do work study in the library at the college that I attended, I would be sitting in the aisles, shelving art books, but also sitting in the aisles, flipping through art books, smelling the pages. Like those kind of smells. All of those things are things that I feel like perfumers factor in designing fragrances, that people, we may subconsciously pick up and not realize, like, oh, like that's the smell of a freshly laundered wool jacket, or that's the smell of like grass freshly cut at this time of the day in this time of the season, just little things like that. And this reminds me of that. The pages of photo essay coffee table books in the 90s before they were acid free. Leather. Oh my God, this is so good. Paper. Commodity has a fragrance called Paper, which is not my favorite. But this, this I really like. Like this smells papery, leathery. Oh my goodness, it's so good. And it's not like a beast again, but it does leave an impression. It lasts long. It doesn't become a skin scent right away. I really enjoy this. I really enjoy it. Let's see. Can you see where the dent is? It's like right about here. I don't even know if you can see that, but it's right about here. So, yeah, this has really crashed my January fragrance tray because, like I said, I've been wearing it pretty much every day since I got it. I didn't wear it out today, but I just can't stop smelling it. It's so good. This bottle is like 17 something. Zara is, as usual, notoriously affordable, which is one of the reasons why I love them. Also, they put out amazing fragrances like this in collaboration with other perfumers. This one, however, is just a part of their ongoing, never ending Red Temptation line. And I think Deep Temptation is a fantastic addition. And I'm so glad that I have it. I really, really, really enjoy it. It's like, it's really good. It's just weird because it's very different. It's not a sweet, it's not a gourmand, it's not a fruity. It is a leathery, soft, woody, slightly musky, ambery fragrance. And I didn't expect to, I don't know what I expected. I didn't expect to buy fragrance that day, but that's what always happens to me at Zara. I go in there, put my nose on stuff, walk out with a fragrance unexpectedly, and it's usually a fragrance that I'm happy with. So yeah, Deep Temptation, I'm definitely happy with this fragrance. Definitely check it out if you haven't as yet and you like the Red Temptation fragrance profile from Zara and you like unisex fragrances with these kinds of notes. Let me know in the comment section below if any of you have tried out Deep Temptation by Zara or any of the fragrances from the Coco line, or even if you've put your nose on Vetiverich, a fragrance that is currently out of stock from Zara. I feel like I've heard it talked about before. So somebody must have gotten their hands on that fragrance before it just cleared the shelves. So let me know in the comment section below if any of you have smelled any of these fragrances from Zara that were released last year, or from the Coco line, which just released, like, I think a few weeks ago. I would love to hear what your thoughts are on them. And until then, I hope that you enjoyed this video. As always, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't as yet and you enjoy content like this. Don't forget to click on the thumbs up button down below if you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in my next one soon. Bye.